All right, and we are back.
Hello.
We've got our next match set up. It is going to be Puck versus Tom Hanks.
Also known as Zan.
That's right.
As I understand it.
I mean, I assumed that was the correct person looking through the channel.
Well, hopefully it is then.
Yes, it is. So it's going to be a PVT. Puck has said he's ready. Waiting on Tom Hanks. But before we get into it, for those of you that are just joining us, this is Youmacon StarCraft 2 2015. I am WingThatSC. With me is my co-host, Gallegation.
Hello, hello.
This is our third year here at Youmacon. It's a good time, good event.
Lots of fun.
Sponsored by MythLogic. They are a custom PC game computer building company.
Yeah.
We know the owners fairly, I wouldn't say personally, but we've been acquainted with them for quite a long time. They've supported us through a lot of events. They've put up $500 to add to the prize pool of this event. So between the $500 MythLogic has put in, the $500 from the event, and the pot bonuses, we're looking at a $1,200 total pot total. We've already got one person in the top 4. That's Winter. This upcoming match will determine the second top 4 participant. It's either going to be Puck or Zan. And then some people are still working through the losers bracket. If you type in !brackets with an S,
yep,
it will bring up a link to the bracket. But do us a favor and go out to Twitter and follow MythLogic. Also Facebook. Search
or even just tweet at them and let them know that you're watching and that you appreciate them supporting esports. I know that they appreciate hearing back from people who are watching the events that they sponsor. So, yeah, go out and give them a shout. Thank them for helping us out today and helping bring you great StarCraft.
Sorry, I was laughing in chat.
Oh, okay.
Asking if the players if they were ready, and Zane wasn't answering, and Puck said that they were paid to bring him here.
Uh-huh.
All right, I think time to send this nerd to the loser bracket. All right, these guys are ready.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's going into Coda. Good luck, fun. It's going to be Zan versus Puck here in 1 second.
Now, we've seen a lot of Puck today so far. We haven't seen much of Zan. I don't think we've seen any of Zan.
Him at all, no.
So what do you think? Do you think this is going to be some of the other games that we saw from Puck, or is this going to be a little bit different?
Different from Puck?
Well, I mean, so Puck has pretty much been 2-0ing everybody he came up against. Do you think that's going to change?
I think this will be a more interesting match. These are both really good players. Puck has been top of the ladder for quite a long time, and Zan is a little decently well known also.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be a pretty good game. But on Coda here in the lower right hand corner, the purple Protoss, it is Puck.
And in the top left-hand corner, playing a race that's been largely underrepresented here today, it is Zan.
Thanks for all you people of knowledge in the chat that are helping out everyone that's asking for brackets, passing along that knowledge of the things to type. I asked someone to add the ! bracket as well, so there's less confusion. But the bracket is there. It's filling out pretty good. It's been a really good day so far. We've been moving along pretty good. Not too many difficulties from the technical side or anything.
No, I mean a little bit of a rough start, but it has been shaping up all right. And I got to say that the participants this year have been really good. Everybody's bringing a lot of talent to the table, and we've seen some really neat games.
Yeah. And we've had technical difficulties, but as far as difficulties go, it's certainly not the worst. It kind of happens with every event, but the stream has remained online the entire time, and the network has been holding up. So that's always a good thing at events like this, where you really have no control over the infrastructure. You just kind of cross your fingers and hope it works.
Yep. So Zan playing it safe. He's checking the high ground on what would be his third expansion to the right, and now moving that SCV across the map to scout out what Puck is doing. And Puck really building in the back of his base, pretty far back there.
Yep, so looks like we got a Reaper expand on the way here. Reaper is going to be headed out here shortly. One gas mining here. The bunker No bunker. No bunker yet. Barracks. Barracks is the word. The SCV coming up in the base. Must be wanting to do an extra scout, not waiting until the Reaper comes out.
And 2 probes going down to try and put down this expansion, and that's going to be denied by that engineering bay.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of expansion shenanigans today. No one wants to let the other players put down the expansion. Actually, that's pretty tricky of the SCV, just getting a little bit more building there done. Unfortunately, SCVs can't regenerate shields, so his work here is done. And Puck is going to either have to go ahead and get some units first before he expands, or expand somewhere else.
Yeah, and it looks like there is a Zealot coming out and is rallied to go try and take care of that. But that's going to buy some time as Zan's able to put down his command center, and Reaper is in the base now, but Mothership Core is chasing it down.
Yeah, that Reaper's not going to get a whole lot done. Going to knock the shields off that Zealot there, but the Mothership Core is going to show up on the scene to push him away. The probe's going to follow here down to expand as Puck is saving up his monies to build that expansion.
So there that goes, and back on even footing.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that in a while. A supply drop here from Tom Hanks. Saving a little bit of extra money here as he was supply blocked, and the supply depot is in process. So Puck has been very active here. Blink is definitely something that he's always kind of favored a bit here. But Puck has been very active today with his Stalkers and following up with Blink, especially against Terran. Now, granted, this Terran opponent is going to be a bit more formidable than the last one he faced, so we will see how he ends up doing that. But the Zealot here is going to be waiting for this Reaper. He's going to get... Oh, he does sneak right by. Just perfect timing on the patrol of that Zealot.
Going to get a few shots off, but probably not going to get a whole lot done. I don't expect to see any of these probes. Oh, my goodness. Well, you got a probe.
Yep. Twilight Council is down, and if Zan knows anything about Puck, I'm fairly confident he's going to assume that's going to be for Blink, not necessarily for DTs, but the option is always there. Blink is coming down, and that was a nice surround by the probes there to kill that Reaper.
Yep.
Don't want to make sure we miss that.
So 2 Hellions out, and 3rd Hellion and a Widow Mine are in production behind a medevac here.
It looks pretty standard from our Terran opponent here, and pretty standard also from Puck. He's getting Blink going here, Robo to follow, so he'll have an observer for detecting any of those Widow Mines. More gateways going to be coming down here shortly, 1 on route, probably 2 or 3 more to complement those here shortly.
And those Stalkers are walking up, going to try and get a couple what are those, SCV kills, worker kills. And we're seeing that bug that we've that's been all over Reddit on Zan's workers there with that mule.
Stalker's going to go ahead and walk on away and let their shield regenerate. There is a medevac that has a Widow Mine in it. It's going to be headed down to Puck's base. Puck does not have an observer yet. He does have a robo. Now one just gets started. So he should be having that just about in time to deal with the medevac that's on its way. He does have a Zealot patrolling in the back for any such thing, but the Zealots of Puck have been fairly unreliable on their patrols lately, so we'll have to see if he does get missed. It looks like there's some action out front with the Hellions coming into the natural expansion. They do get blocked off by the hold position probes. Stalkers blink in front of them to make sure they don't go too far. 4 probes are killed. Meanwhile, the Widow Mine is in the main base of Puck. Does get taken out with the observer right there. Puck manages to pull his probes back, so good reactions there. And losses are fairly minimized.
Yeah, Zion kind of had a string of bad luck there as those Hellions ran right by a probe moving in, and that gave Puck just enough information to move those Stalkers forward and clean up a lot of those Hellions before they were able to get too much done.
Yeah, Marine's going to be having a rough time too. Blink definitely is allowing him to chase those down. If he's lucky and Blink's up here one more time, he can take out that medevac. That would be a nice kill. Oh, and he's not going to quite get it. There is a Marauder with... does not have... Let's check. Does not have... No upgrades for Tom Hanks so far. Or Zan. So no stim, no concussive shell, no combat shield.
Stim is in production, however, and just about ready to wrap up.
It's a good timing here for Puck to try and make some advances here, but does not get that bunker down, but also doesn't lose any stalkers quite yet. But now that Blink has been done for a while, +1 armor is on its way. He's going to be looking for ways to poke. As we talked about last game, he's just kind of not using these stalkers to do a ton of damage, but just trying to keep tabs on what is going on from Zan, and trying to keep his expansions to a minimum. There's a pylon going down here to the third base that will both prevent and help.
So Puck's Observer does make it up to the rest of the stalkers, and there's going to be the Blink right on in, going to try and deny some of these tech buildings.
It is really good that he uses that Observer to scout when the army's coming, so he manages to not lose any stalkers. He wouldn't mind does get burrowed there, but he does see it with the Observer. Now he can jet on around and try and make another assault on the front. Trying to do the same things he did last game, but is not quite being quite as successful.
More stalkers joining up here.
He did take out that tech lab, though, so that will be that many less Marauders at this point that he can make and slow down his further upgrades, as he only has 1 tech lab on the barracks at this point.
Yeah, Zan is taking the time to rebuild that tech lab, too.
Observer of Puck being very active here, keeping an eye on the army. Now, Zan is going to be moving down with a Widow Mine. He's going to have to get that burrowed, but stims up and wants to chase down some of these stalkers, but Puck goes ahead and blinks away, which actually does quite a bit of damage to the army units of Zan, but Puck getting a little bit held up here, does lose 1 stalker. Another stim goes down on those Marines and Marauders.
And they are charging away. Scanned on that third base, so Zan is aware of the economy of Puck and aware that he needs to make something happen here. Thermal Lance is halfway done as Colossus are entering the field.
Yeah, once the Colossus come out, that is going to be a big step in the right direction here for Puck. He's going to be able to handle this a lot better. And looks like a load up here coming out. He's going to be moving towards that third base he scanned. Extended Thermal Lances is coming down as well as Zealot Charge. So going to be going into more of a Zealot focus army, which honestly I like quite a bit. Zan going to be going into, looks like, a bit more of a drop play, going to get a couple angles taken care of here at once, moving down into the northern portion of the main base with a medevac coming into the third base simultaneously.
And Puck is really just spreading pylons all over the map here, trying to make sure that he has vision everywhere, and he's got good vision on this map.
That was a good hit there, taking out 6 probes. Meanwhile, in the main base, a drop of 3 medevacs. Going to be taking out, oh man, if he takes out this cybernetics car, that could be a big deal. But the Colossus shows up on the scene. Stalkers being warped in to help support it. But if he stims, he could get it. But oh, he does get cornered there quite a bit.
Yeah, and he's going to be forced to retreat. Nice blink in by those Stalkers.
8 additional probes go down for Puck. Looking at the unit count, it is going to be 57 probes of 56 SCVs. So economically, the players are fairly even. No mining happening really at either third base. Now the third of Zan is just being populated. Still 2 Widow Mines here in the third of Puck. So he's continuing to lose probes 1 at a time as they move over.
Puck warped in a single Zealot who's doing some damage over on that third, but the army rolls in to take care of it, and now is going to go looking for that pylon. And does indeed take care of it.
Yep, Puck continuing to rally up his forces here, starting to get a few more sentries and Colossus going. Looks like he has finally had the ability to take out those Widow Mines as the cannons have come up with the Photon Overcharge. So both players kind of like sitting back a bit and building up their forces here, getting their bases established. Zan does have a pretty good foothold here on this third base. Looking at the income, it's fairly even. A little bit more gas for Puck, but other than that, nothing too amazing. Ghosts on the field as well for Zan.
Yeah, I'm going to try and take advantage of those EMPs and hit those shields hard.
This is actually a very even game right now with the Ghosts on the field, with the Colossus. Really, it's going to come down to some good positioning. There's not a whole lot of harassment going down either way. Zan scanning the front of Puck's base, see if anything's there. He's not really going to see it, but that's because Puck is moving across the map.
And Puck is rallying while Zan is trying to scurry his way back. He took out that pylon, and Puck saw an opportunity to move forward.
In the Legacy of the Void, they're trying to encourage the use of the Warp Prism a lot more. So in a situation like this in the future, we'll probably see a lot more Warp Prism. But Puck now using these pylons. Wow. brain puke. Using these pylons to warp in reinforcements here. He's going to try and move up into the third base, but there's a pretty formidable force here from Zan now, with a couple Ghosts, Widowmines, and Medivacs, as well as Vikings for these Colossus. Nice force fields there, going to block off part of that army, going to blink back and take out some of those Vikings.
Another Colossus coming in that trucks its way across the map, and this, this is quite a dispersed battlefield here, hitting on the left and the right. But Puck is doing some good work with those Blink Stalkers, moving forward, taking out so many of those Vikings, and the Colossi continue to rain down her.
Really smart blinks here from Puck to be able to take out those Vikings without taking too much damage on the Colossus. There's a Widowmine here in the ramp. He doesn't have a Observer with him, but does take out one Stalker and does some shield damage to the others. However, Zan is looking a little bit rough here now as he lost a lot of that army. Did not get quite as much damage done with those Vikings as he would have liked.
And Puck's feeling pretty good. He's putting down a fourth base behind this, and that's going to put him in really good position compared to the two bases that Zan has at the moment. And he's really just trying to hold this, stepping forward to try and grab that Colossi. Does not get it.
This Colossus getting a little bit out of position there, wanting to get it, but the Stalkers are going to blink in to take out those Vikings. Now the SCV is all going to be pulled. Colossus just having a ham.
Oh yeah, look at those drill kills, or the SCV kills.
That number's too damn high.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, unfortunately there's not really any Stalkers left, so this one Viking is going to have a heyday now as some more Stalkers are warped in and blink up to continue the carnage. But Zan ended up holding him off there, but he did lose all of his workers just about. So
yeah,
he's not really going to be, pretty much just going to be able to whittle down the resources he has here. He does not have that many more mining workers. Looking at the units lost, he's lost 56 SCVs.
And that's the
and
GG.
That's GG. All I had to do was just say it.
Yeah, that was quite a few. He was only sitting on 23 SCVs compared to like the 70 probes.
Yeah, it's good to hear some people out front watching the game. So thanks to our spectators out there. Some rounds of applause and clapping for our winner.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're just gonna try and get a map pick from our players here.
So just a reminder, if you're just joining us, you are watching Youmacon, SC2CTL, presenting the StarCraft 2 tournament. We are getting close to through for all the games for today. Quite a bit have been cast already. We started around 11 a.m. this morning, and we're making good progress through the bracket. If you want to pull that up, it's !brackets.
Yeah, looking at the loser bracket, there's still some interesting matches to be had there. Looks like the one being played right now is Ski Boots versus Fat Cat, who Ski Boots just lost to Puck in the match before this one on the stage. The winner of that will play Nell, who we saw first round. Mm-hmm. Game Time has beaten someone named Uko 2-0. So Game Time and Spider Slayer are in the losers quarterfinals right now in opposite brackets. So the winner of Fat Cat versus Ski Boots will face Nell. The winner of that will face Spider Slayer. And the loser of this match will go up against Game Time. We saw him earlier. He's a Grandmaster Protoss, I believe. So that will be a good match as well. And then the winner of Spider Slayer versus either Fat Cat or Nell. And the winner of Game Time versus the winner of this. That is confusing. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of good people, and it'll be a great match.
So yeah, still some more to come. And obviously tomorrow we have our championships going through the semifinals. We're going to have the Archon tournament as well for the top 4 players who make it into the who get into the top 4. They're going to be facing off against each other in some Legacy of the Void action.
Having a difficulty getting a map pick from Zan.
Is he even in that channel? I think you're... I'm not sure he's in that channel.
I'm in the Youmacon channel.
Oh. Yeah, he is there.
Yep. Yep, he's, come on now. Well, let's take a short break, I guess. A couple minutes, maybe Zan stood up, can't really tell from here.
Stretch.
Get a stretch, and we'll be back in less than 5 with game number 2 of Puck versus Zan.